Trade regimes are systems that regulate trade between states. These systems are in charge of imposing or establishing barriers to trade, such as tariffs or non-tariffs. There are different systems that have ruled our world, such as bilateral agreements, which are agreements between two states to trade with each other. We have free trade agreements, which are the agreements between two or more states to open their markets completely. One example of these agreements is the European Union. They trade between each other freely. We have another system, which are cartels, and as their name, they work similarly to drug cartels, but think of this in a legal environment. Okay, so it is very hard competition. The aim of these cartels is to have less producers, less competition, to regulate this in order to control the prices of the product. We also have a monopoly, which is another system that doesn't work for global economy because one producer or a group of producers is the seller of one item and they own this product, this good or service, so they can impose or control the prices. So this is very bad for the market because they don't have fair competition. There is no one that can compete with them. And also we have an oligopoly, which is similar to cartels, is more than one producer in charge of a product or a good, but they don't impose or set the prices as harshly. They have more competition. It is less regulated. Okay, so they have other companies or other enterprises that can produce the same good service or product. Okay, so currently, multilateral trade is the only choice as the set of the international markets. One example of this multilateral trade is the agreement that Mexico has with Canada and the United States, which is a multilateral agreement. However, with this multilateral trade, we are trying to avoid monopolies by lowering or opening the barriers to fair competition, because it is really not fair. Why? However, the aim of this is to open the markets to have fair competition. Opening the markets completely can be far from beneficial to some countries. Developing countries such as Argentina or Chile have opened their markets and become two of the most neoliberalist countries. So they are really poor. So how opening their barriers didn't help with the economic growth and the growth of the development of the producers that worked locally in Argentina and Chile. Well, because these agreements, these regimes, surprisingly, are controlled by the wealthiest countries as usual. So they are in charge of determining and establishing the set for international trade. So, as always, the agreements mostly benefit the wealthy and sort of include the developing countries. Of course, under the rules of the powerful ones.